Welcome to Sleepy Tales. My name is Mateus, and before we begin today's story, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to our channel and leave a comment below saying, "I'll sleep well tonight." Now, sit back, relax, and let's dive into tonight's tale. The planet Zorak 7 was on the brink of destruction. Its sun was rapidly expanding, and in a matter of weeks, it would consume everything in its path, including the planet itself. The inhabitants of Zorak 7 had been aware of this impending doom for decades, but despite their best efforts, they had been unable to find a way to save their planet. As the deadline drew near, the people of Zorak 7 began to panic. They knew that they had no hope of survival, and their only option was to evacuate the planet. But where could they go? Their neighboring planets were inhospitable, and their technology was not advanced enough to travel to distant galaxies. That was when they received an unexpected transmission from Earth. It was a message from a group of scientists who claimed to have found a way to save Zorak 7. They had discovered a new technology that could transport an entire planet to a new location in space. The Zoraxians were skeptical at first, but they had no other options. They decided to send a team of their best scientists to Earth to investigate this new technology. The journey to Earth was long and treacherous, but eventually, the Zoraxians arrived. They were greeted by the humans with open arms and were taken to the top-secret facility where the new technology was being developed. The Zoraxians were amazed by what they saw. The humans had indeed discovered a way to transport planets through space, and they were willing to help the Zoraxians save their home. The two groups worked together tirelessly for months, and finally, they were ready to put their plan into action. They would use the new technology to transport Zorak 7 to a distant galaxy, where it would be safe from the expanding sun. The Zoraxians were overjoyed. They had been given a second chance at life, and they owed it all to the humans of Earth. As the Zoraxians prepared to leave their home planet, they couldn't help but feel a sense of sadness. They were leaving behind everything they had ever known, but they knew that it was necessary for their survival. With heavy hearts, they boarded the spacecraft that would take them to their new home, millions of light years away. And so, Zorak 7 disappeared into the depths of space, leaving behind a dying sun and a once-thriving planet. But for the Zoraxians, it was the beginning of a new chapter in their history, a chance to start over and rebuild their civilization in a new world. As the ship entered the planet's atmosphere, the crew began to experience turbulence. The communication systems were disrupted, and they lost contact with the mission control center. Suddenly, a bright light blinded them, and the ship crashed on the planet's surface. When the crew regained consciousness, they realized that they were stranded on an unknown planet. The ship was severely damaged, and they had lost all communication with the outside world. They had no idea where they were or if there were any other life forms on the planet. As they began to explore their surroundings, they noticed that the planet was unlike anything they had seen before. The sky was an unusual shade of green, and the landscape was filled with strange rock formations and vegetation. They also discovered that the planet's gravity was much lower than that of Earth. As they ventured further, they stumbled upon a structure that appeared to be man-made. They cautiously approached the building and discovered that it was a research facility. However, the facility was abandoned, and they found no signs of life. The crew realized that they were not the first ones to visit this planet. They began to investigate the facility, hoping to find answers to their questions. They discovered a laboratory filled with advanced technology and research data, but they couldn't decipher the information. As they continued to explore the facility, they heard strange noises coming from the depths of the building. They cautiously made their way towards the source of the noise, and they found a room filled with incubators containing strange, alien-looking embryos. The crew was shocked and confused by what they had discovered. They couldn't understand what kind of research was being conducted or who was behind it. They knew they had to leave the facility and find a way off the planet before it was too late. As they made their way back to their damaged ship, they couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. They knew that they were not alone on this planet, and they had to be prepared for whatever lay ahead. The sun had risen, and the crew of the spaceship watched in awe as the alien planet's landscape changed before their eyes. The massive terraforming machines had finally completed their work, and the once barren and desolate world was now teeming with life. As the crew prepared to depart, Captain Vasquez couldn't help but feel a sense of bittersweetness. They had completed their mission successfully, but the cost had been high. 2 of their crew members had lost their lives, and they would never be forgotten. As they lifted off the planet's surface and began their journey back to Earth, the crew reflected on the incredible journey they had just experienced. They had encountered alien life, navigated treacherous terrain, and overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. As they approached Earth, they received a message from Mission Control. The world was in chaos, and the planet's ecosystem was on the brink of collapse. The crew was needed to put their knowledge and experience to use to save their home world. With a renewed sense of purpose, the crew descended into the Earth's atmosphere and landed in the midst of the chaos. They quickly got to work, using the terraforming machines and their expertise to repair the damage and restore balance to the planet. Months passed, and the world slowly began to heal. The crew had become heroes, and their story had inspired people all over the planet to take action to protect their home. As for the crew themselves, they had formed an unbreakable bond, forged through the trials and tribulations of their incredible journey. As they gathered together one last time to celebrate their success, Captain Vasquez raised a toast to their fallen comrades and to the incredible power of the human spirit to overcome even the greatest challenges. They had come so far, and there was no telling what incredible adventures lay ahead. But for now, they would revel in the glory of their achievements and take a well-deserved rest. Thank you for listening to this bedtime story, and remember, if you struggle with falling or staying asleep at night, click on the first link in the description for the ultimate solution to your problem. Now, choose one of these 2 videos and continue on our journey in the world of bedtime stories.